Can you believe we've known each other for almost 30 plus years? 32, my friend, 32. Time flies. Alex, what's going on?
What's happening?
Not much, man. Busy, busy, busy. That's
What's
my
this?
saying when I say not much. It's not that it's not much. It's just I try to be positive when I say not much, but it's really busy. Flyers, you just brought them for me. These have been delivered to over 15,000 homes across Toronto. It has my listings, my few solds in there, and soon to comes, and our advertising for our YouTube. It's gone to the houses. Marketing, it's the marketing season. January is the best time. It is the only time you have to start your marketing and push to prepare your year. We started in December, actually. These flyers were made in December, ready to go. First week of January, we sent them out. Now we're getting the results. It's Monday morning. Phones haven't started ringing yet, but the phones is gonna start ringing as usual, and then people are calling us. These flyers work, and they are calling us now.
People are saying that the market has pretty much gone to shit. What do you have to say to those people? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What's happening?
I disagree, because yes, the market has gone to for a short term. As you can see in the chart, the direction is one way, but there's bumps in the middle. It goes up and down, up and down. So this is the correction that we're having.
What is this chart?
This is the big picture of, this was done in 2020. It shows you from 1935 till 2020, how the US stocks, growth profiles, Canadian stocks, all the US dollar, presidents that were running and the prime ministers that were running the thing. It shows you the whole economy. That's life. To me, this is life. This shows you everything. It shows you from 1935 to today, what happened in the economy. As you can see, there's only one direction on all of them. You don't see any of them going down. Everything is up. If you're setting goals, you look at that chart, you know that the economy is going to go up. There's only one direction, especially the North American economy.
But what about right now? Yes, it's going to go up, but...
You know what? Canada is one of the best countries for that. From 2008 on, after the big crash that we had in 2008, Canada changed their rules for mortgages and lending processes. Okay, we will bring a mortgage guy to talk and they will explain it in depth, but the mortgage rules are that when you want to go apply for a mortgage, even if the interest rate is at 1% or 2% at that time when it was, they were testing you for 5%. If the market goes to 5%, can you afford it? Then they'll give you the mortgage at 1%, 2%. Today, that mortgage rate is at 7% if they do a stress test. So it's at 7%, even though our mortgage rate is at 5%. So if everything went properly, you're fine.
But you and I both know that a lot of people cheat the system and do mortgage fraud, and a lot of agents are known to also be accomplices in that.
Yes. That's the 80-20 rule, Alex. 80-20 rule means 80% of the people went properly, the proper way, they'll be fine. 20% of the people that cheated the system to make more money at some point, they're gonna be the ones who are gonna be struggling. Once they find their way, they'll be fine. So that we can't have the whole economy and everybody looking at the 20% and making a assumption that the whole world is going down because of the 20%. And to clarify, when you say things are going to Toronto or any big city is based on, it's pocket based, right? So you have different pockets that react differently to the market, okay? And that comes up to the income that they have or the knowledge that they have about the city or the economy, okay? Like if there's new immigrants, I always say, the new immigrants, when they come to a new country, they have their knowledge is not as much. They're not sure what's gonna happen in the market. How's Canada is gonna react to this downturn or whatever. So they panic and they just sell it so they can pull their cash out. Even if they lose 50,000 or 20,000, they pull their cash out, they wait until everything settles and then come back and they buy again. It's exactly like the stock market. Stock market, if you don't know what you're doing, when the stocks go down, you panic, you take it out. But the guy who knows what he's doing, he knows it's a temporary thing. It's going to go down 20%, 30% even. But eventually it's going to come back. So he just has to be patient, sit on it, and it will come back. That's all it is. Toronto is a major city in the world and it has different pockets. It has different people inside it. One pocket is going to say the market's going to but the other one says, you know what, be patient, it's going to come back. He's going through the same trouble that the other guy is going, but he knows that if he's patient, everything will be fine. That's my thoughts. I can give you a few tips of how you can afford or how people are doing it. Toronto, if you look at the city of Toronto, They have all the rules and they are preparing people to be able to afford their housing, even though the interest rates are going up and the prices of the houses are going up. They're saying, okay, you can make rental apartments out of your basement. You can build another structure in the back on top of your garage, or your garage, make it a rental apartment. This is a big city, and big cities have income from their own properties. People in the big city make sure that they can have multiple income from the property that they invested in. So your basement can be rental. The back of your house, if you have a parking, separate parking, detached parking, you can make a rental apartment office out of it and rent it out. And city gives you the permits within 2 weeks to a month to 2 months, even if it's too busy. But right now, the city is going up and giving out permits for their basement apartments to be legal apartments to be rented.
Because a lot of people, they rent their apartments, but perhaps it's not a legal dwelling.
Yeah, it's not a legal dwelling, but because back in the day, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was impossible. Like, it was very hard to get it. Neighbors would complain. But now city has come. He says, you know what? As long as you follow the fire code with 2 exits, a window that pops out that you can exit from it, you put a fire extinguisher, you put all the major safety features in a basement, then you can make it a legal apartment. A nice family or single guy, they can rent the basement, and that's an extra income for the household. $1,500, $2,000. The last one I rented was a basement. Beautiful, brand new house with a basement, walkout, separate kitchen. So she's renting it $2,500 a month. So this way she doesn't have to, it pays for her hydro, gas, even all the extra stuff, the property tax. All that's left is the mortgage payment. So if she can handle the mortgage payment, the rest of the stuff is taken care of by just renting the basement out. Guys, if you have any questions, we know a lot of people in the city, people that work in the city, people that do mortgages, people that do building, renovation, all that, all these things that are related to real estate business. If you have any questions, please comment below here and then say, Reza, can you find out what this is? And I'll find out for you and I'll give it to you guys. The answers are out there. You just need somebody to find it for you. I can find it out and give it to you.
So you say you know some people in the real estate industry. Can we go talk to those people? I'm curious about their opinion.
For sure. You know what? Times like this, knowledge is power. I'm going to be calling a few of my colleagues, friends in the industry, real estate industry, see if we can go see them and have a chat with them to see what their thoughts are on the market. Because one guy, I'm not here to tell you what to do, what not to do. I have my own information that I've collected and I come to my own conclusion. But anybody who's making a decision on anything, they have to make their own decision at the end of the day, their conclusion on the topic. So I'm going to call them, see where we can go.
Alex, I gotta share something with you. Whenever I see his name or people that I know that I grew up with in these types of areas, it gives me the goosebumps. Just a sense of pride. These are guys that you went to high school with or grew up with, and now they're doing, they're doing good stuff. They're doing things that open up doors for themselves that nobody opened for them, right? They hustled and kicked the doors in and went in, so it's exciting.
Rash, what's going on? How are you?
I was telling him, I said I get excited
When you see my name?
when I see your name or other friends that we grew up with.
I know. Just, we made it from, not bottom, but we made it through.
We kicked the doors
We kicked
in.
the door, we just did it. We built the road for each other, and then that's where we are. This is the best corner of Forest Hill Road. Forest Hill Village, I guess, because this is Dunvegan and Heath. It's one of the best corners. All the lots here are huge, and the best of the best people live around here.
Tell me
Rash,
about this place, man.
This place is, are you buying it?
I'll finance it for your buyer.
No, this is a beautiful house. It's actually, I call it Rosedale in Forest Hill. It's got all the original characteristics. It's a 1901 base, but the rest of it has been updated and brought up to thing. Look at the staircase that you have here. These staircases are, I call them Rosedale staircases, but this is a Forest Hill. It's not heritage or anything, but it's a beautiful building. It's like 7 bedrooms, so many bathrooms upstairs. It's a nice home. Okay guys, we have Arash here with us again. The reason why I brought him with me today, it's because Arash has a great pulse on the market. I always say, the mortgage guys that have the best pulse on the market, they're the ones who know what's going on, who's getting a raise, who's not getting a raise, who can afford things. Why don't you give us a feedback about what's going on in the market? And I want you to see the house. So
just happy
maybe
to
you
see
have
you.
one of these $1 million.
Be invited back here.
Yeah, no, because I
On the
want one of
show.
your $1 million clients to come buy one of these, and you're gonna be financing them.
Well, you're on Dawn Vegan. Like your address
This is
cannot
the
get any
best
better
corner
than
you
this.
find. As I said when we came in, this is the best corner you have. That one there, I sold it a couple of years ago to a big client for, this is the highest price still at 12.6. And now the prices for brand new homes are gone to 16, 17 million asking.
That would have been a good investment for anyone.
Yeah. So this one, if that one sells for 16.9, they're asking if they sell for 16 or 12 million, is that 60 million today?
You know, before getting into the availability of funds,
Yeah.
you know, the address of the property is quite important to the lenders.
Oh, to the lenders, or if they
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
60 done vegan, they go, wow.
Do you understand? They expect someone with a good net worth that
To
can
live at
afford
the-
the
at
payments
the right
to live
corner.
in that address, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful home. How many square feet is this?
This is about 8,500 square feet, above grade. It's huge. It's got 7 bedrooms, 3-4 bathrooms. Look at the dining room. This is the dining room connected to the kitchen. You have the pantry. Come look at it.
Fully renovated, like freshly renovated?
Yeah, the kitchen, you know what? It's been facelifted, okay?
Yeah.
The renovation is done, so for somebody who comes in, who wants to spend 10 million, but they want to have a very unique house, Rosedale house, as I said, look at this. This is the exterior of the house in sunny day, okay? Rosedale house, which is a normal, I call them low-key. So if they want to have a low-key house in the neighborhood, okay, because you have the best address, it's a very classical house. It's huge. It looks like a Chateau Français, as they say, from the outside. But when you come in, you have the warmth of the house, the old classical warmth of the house. Now, this house was facelifted, as I said. The kitchen hasn't been touched. It was painted, everything is clean. But whoever buys this house might actually renovate the kitchen, do a brand new kitchen for themselves. The owner here didn't do it. He said, you know what? Whoever wants it, he can do it to their taste. The master ensuite is the same. We'll go upstairs and I'll show you. The master ensuite hasn't been touched. So these are the 2 parts that haven't been touched.
It has the Rosedale feeling to it.
That's what I said,
No,
Rosedale.
yes, okay.
That's what I said, Rosedale and Forest Hill.
Yeah, yeah.
I call it Rosedale and Forest Hill. I call them Rosedale staircases. So this is actually the best part of the house. I love it because, as everybody knows, I love sunshine, natural sunshine in the house, natural lighting in the house. We go here and you have the full view of the backyard. Araj, I have a question to ask you. What's the status of the market now? The mortgage status?
Market?
Mortgage market. What do you see in the market right now?
You know, mortgage market is quite healthy still. There's plenty of money on the street. There's appetite for large transactions by the institutional lenders, the alternative lenders. I think the loan to values, the amount of skin in the game has increased a bit. What that means is they might want larger down payments for these larger transactions, because with today's rates, people's net income, they pretty much don't jive, and so they need to have a larger down payment to qualify for these bigger homes.
Is this stress test still going on? Like, I mean, they do the stress. So
Yes.
back then, the stress test was like 4.5%, 5% as the.
No, plus 2
now,
years.
what is it? 7%?
Higher than that. And
Higher than that.
Even with the alternative lenders like credit unions and trust companies, for instance, today's fixed rate for 1 or 2 years, 1 year is in the mid 7s and some of them in mid 8s. So a year ago, those were in 3.5%, 4% on the alternative lenders. With the institutional lenders, or the banks, the charter banks, the AAA lenders,
Yeah.
the rates as of today, they're in the high 4s and mid 5s. And
So how does one afford it?
well, that's
Like,
a good question.
as you said,
How do they qualify?
How
you
do they
mean?
qualify? Yeah, like right now, if somebody who's buying this, obviously is coming from a big house, so they have equity in their old house, and they bring it here, they put it as a down payment,
Yeah.
and so they go 50 or 60%, I guess, down, right?
Yeah.
And this
So
kind of
larger down payment, definitely. And we're seeing a bit of a shift from the institutional AAA borrowers
Yeah.
or borrowing from the AAA lenders, moving on to the Alt-A space, like your credit unions, your trust companies, and so on.
to the B banks.
So they're not as, well, B-Bank Alt-A is what we call it, because they're not as
In real estate, we
stringent.
call them B banks.
Yeah, but they're serving a purpose. I mean, otherwise you would have to go and get a private mortgage.
Right.
So that's one thing that we're seeing in the market. The other thing that we're seeing in the market is the private mortgages. You know,
Right.
we're seeing a lot of second mortgage requests, even with these bigger
But what's the
homes.
second for? Is it second is for them to pay the monthly payments to afford it, or
Sometimes,
or to
yes.
build it,
Sometimes
or for the
to have a little
construction
bit
part of it?
No, sometimes to have a little bit of a cushion. They don't know what the expectation
Yeah.
in the market is. Some of our clients are taking the equity out because they're waiting to invest in a property, you know, buy an asset.
But to me, that's a good news. If they're giving second mortgages, that's good news to me, because that means that the other guy who has the money, who's a rich guy, who has private money, or even the B bank or Alt A bank, he sees the market eventually is going to go up, so might as well give it to them, collect some interest from them. This guy, you know, eventually the prices are going to come. He's going to sell it. He's going to give my money back, and I made some money on the side.
I have a question.
But he has a belief in the market. He knows the market's going to
Yes.
go back up.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are you seeing a lot of power of sales? Are you seeing deduction of prices in the exclusive areas?
No,
I'm not seeing that.
I don't see anything, and I have a list. You should have at my office. I have one. You know, the most expensive homes in the pocket that we work at up there in Avenue Road, Lawrence, they've sold in the past 3-4 months, from August actually. You know, 6 million, 6.4. These are numbers nobody saw, nobody talked about it before, but now they're going. Okay, 10-year-old house sold for 5.4, where I sold the most expensive 10-year-old house last year for 650. And now that the market, they're saying, is down, but those things the prices are going up because there's no inventory there. People are willing to pay for what they see. I don't see any and I don't see any power of sales in my area, at least. Even in the other areas, Richmond Hill's on fire actually right now.
Yeah.
It went down, but it's back up. It's going up fast too.
I think there's a lot of demand. There were a lot of people waiting on the sideline.
What was it? They were saying 470,000 new immigrants are going to come next year. That's huge. So, and we don't have enough.
I think there's enough local people that have been waiting on the sideline, and they were nervous at the beginning of the pandemic, not sure which way the market was going to go, and the market just went up.
Yeah.
Right?
And even
Rates
for
were
the
low.
locals, we don't have enough. That's the problem, I think. So anyways, look at this office. This office is very original oak, and you see the window. So the original wall of the house was this, and then they added that solarium in the back. So the facelift was the light fixtures changed, the floors have been redone, everything's been redone, but somebody wants to buy it, they can come blow this wall out completely, and they have access from the kitchen to the end if they wanted to. So there's a lot of potential in this house for somebody who's going to buy it and move into it. It's not a spec.
I wouldn't even do that.
I'm just saying. Okay, you see the staircase, beautiful staircase for a 3-story house. I love this staircase. I don't know, like they asked me, should we change the railing? I go, buddy, are you crazy? The whole entire characteristic of this house is the railing.
And I like how they mixed up the modern lighting.
Yeah, that's the facelift. That's the facelift.
I know, but it looks good. I like it.
What do you call it? There's some Botox here and there, and the house looks good. Watch the step here. I know somebody who flipped.
You know what's getting tight? Money for construction.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, new construction.
They're not giving, because,
Very tight.
why is that?
I don't know. I just
Is it
feel that investors are going after properties that are completed just in case, right? If you lend on a construction project, then you got to watch the progress, and God forbid if the borrower cannot pay, then you're stuck with a half-finished home, right?
Yeah.
The appetite for that has gone down significantly.
So
That's
that's not a good news from my part, because all the builders that I have, if not from my part, for the people that are looking for new construction homes, their prices this is going to drive the prices higher, because the guy who wants to go really get it, he comes to you, he says, buddy, the rate is 12% for construction, I'll give you 15%. Just get it from me so I can finish my project.
So they'll add to the price of
They'll add it to the
end
price.
product,
Yeah,
right?
that's
so
it.
that's why I believe that the prices that we're seeing right now are on the low side. Because your cost of construction has gone down a little bit, but not significantly.
Not significantly, no.
The prices of land has not gone down.
Not at all.
Some builders have pulled back. They want to see where the market is turning.
So the inventory comes low.
Inventory is low. And then the cost of borrowing has increased. So
Guys, when you see a house, just buy it.
I'm telling you, this is
Just buy it and call it a day, because you know what, the way it's going, we're not playing here like, oh, please buy, or the interest rate, there's no fear, there's nothing. We're just saying that everything is going the right direction. As I said in the chart of my office, everything is going up. The prices will go up, market will eventually go up. So might as well buy it when you can. If you can, just buy it. Don't nickel and dime for things.
And if you can't?
If you can't, there's basements to be rented.
But I believe, even though the cost of borrowing has gone up significantly, I believe there are those that are under pressure a bit.
They are.
It hasn't cracked, it hasn't shown, but
You know, Arash, I always say, I compare it to stock market. I've been hurt a few times. I compare it to the stock market. It's the patient that will win, okay? If you don't give up, you know that Google will always go up. You know that Apple will go up. So if you have your money in there, yes, there's gonna be times that you're afraid. It comes down, well, what if I lose everything? But if you're patient enough, it's gonna go back. So those guys that are hurting, that can't do it, where I have it, I have people that rent in a brand new house, they've just, because the city will give you a permit for your basement as an apartment right away. So they just fix it up, they rent it. That pays for some of their income. And this is on a $4 million house that I had somebody do that. $2,500 for a basement, give it to a good student. He's renting it and she's collecting $2,500 and she's laughing because she doesn't have to worry about that $2,500.
by the way, what are your thoughts on 32,000 units being released this year?
You know, 32,000 units are coming, 400,000 immigrants are coming, and there's a lot of students coming. This is my thought, right? And the condos are so small that it's made for students. Like, there's so many of them downtown, along Yonge Street, Ryerson and UFT that they're building. And those are tiny ones. People are buying it and renting them to the students
By the
because
way-
there's not enough student housing.
I've been meaning to ask you this. You think that the new tax and limitation of purchasing a home as a non-immigrant is going to put a pressure on
Zero.
this? Zero?
Zero. Because they just did that. It's a Band-Aid solution by the government. I'm not going to name. But it's by the government to just say, look, we're doing something. It's just, and it gets people's mind away from it. They go, oh,
The actual
look,
problem.
the actual problem. The people, it's the minds. It just derives the minds somewhere else.
What is the actual problem?
Inflation. But it has nothing to do with the new, non-residents buying a condo. How many of those have you done, non-residents? In the past 5 years, I've done one. I'll open.
Maybe 2, maybe 3.
There you go. And you're the mortgage guy. You do 10 times more volume than me, right?
Yeah.
So there's not too many of them. And this is across the board. Like if you do the math, it's not too many of them. They just do that. Just, people, don't worry about it. We're covering you.
Do you think that
No
problem
immigrants can come.
Do you think that problem was bigger in BC than it is in Ontario?
It was, but now even the BC guys are coming here. We have the best schooling in Ontario, right?
Yeah.
Best universities, and everything goes same as buying a house. I always say you have to have the best school district. If your house is in a good school district, you get the most money, right? And if your city is in the best school province, you'll get the most money. And that's why Ontario is thriving, because we have the best universities in Ontario. And the students that are coming, those are the foreign students that we're buying. In Vancouver, they're doing it, and the people that we're buying is the foreign students, people that were buying for their kids before they
Question
come.
for you.
Yes.
How old is this house? Two.
Two questions.
No, how old is this house?
1901. The base is 1901.
Pretty good.
Yeah, because this house has 3 ACs, 3 furnaces.
Yeah.
2 upstairs, where each floor has its own furnace. Okay, and 1 big furnace for the main floor and the basement.
How many bedrooms?
This, you lose count, 7 of them upstairs. So this was the master. The master is like a quarter of half of the second floor is the master. So you have the master, you have the sitting area of the master. Look at the backyard, gorgeous. The backyard here, swimming pool, basketball court in the back, the garage. Even that, in the new rules and regulations, it can be expanded. You can put a separate apartment in the back for like a coach house, and you can expand your parking. You can make a nice cabana in there. This has so much potential, this backyard, this house. If you want to eat, you call Soto. The boss is there. You want a new house for your kids, up in the thing. That's another big guy. I can't name it. This guy, another big guy of the city. Building they're spending over $25 million just the construction of this house. Just under this, the whole thing is a basketball court. There's everything under the land. It's like a condominium base.
Can you believe we've known each other for almost 30 plus years?
32, my friend, 32. Time flies.
And we're now here in Dawn Vegan talking about a listing that you have for almost $10 million.
And you financing those people that buy it and sell it? It's not bad.
Yeah.
We did okay for
We're a couple of
ourselves.
kids.
Couple of kids. No.
Question, from all the jobs you've had
Yeah.
over the years, which one did you learn the most from?
Future Shop. You know, Best Buy?
It's the Canadian version of Best Buy.
Yeah, Best Buy came
Alex
and
just gave his age away.
bought Future Shop. Okay, it's the electronics, so it's Best Buy, but the Canadian version, which was purchased by the Americans as usual. So yeah, Best Buy bought it from Future Shop, and actually the owner, Mr. Khosrowshahi, his nephew is the CEO of Uber.
Yeah, Dara.
Dara
Yeah.
Khosrowshahi.
Yeah.
So I learned the most out of the Khosrowshahi family, I guess.
Is that right?
The system they had, everything they had, the growth that they got. When I joined them in 1991, they had 25 stores across Canada. By 1994, it was 100 stores in Canada. 1995, it was 100 stores in Canada. And they got into US to go fight with Circuit City. I guess you don't know they don't know what Circuit City is,
idea.
probably.
You know cassette tape? Oh, okay. So we can explain it.
So as you can see, this master is huge, master ensuite. You have 2 bathrooms, his and hers, 3 sinks in this floor, and
Don't forget the bidet.
the bidet. And they haven't changed anything on this one. This was upgraded like maybe 20 years ago before the previous owners bought it. And they haven't touched it. The owner didn't touch it. He goes, you know what? Whoever's gonna buy it, they're gonna have their new taste into it. Let them make the decision. I'll do it for them, or they can do it themselves. Come upstairs. Let me show you upstairs.
The 3rd floor.
So, Arash, what's your best experience in your workforce?
Work experience?
Yeah.
I think my best work experience was when I got hired by this company out of Houston, Texas, called Moresco. And it was a group of 7, 8 guys, 10 guys at most, in the furniture industry. And we became humongous within a matter of 4 or 5 years. And I became the VP of retail nationally and just traveling throughout the US.
What were you selling?
No, I wasn't selling. I was managing. But we were
But
supporting.
what was the company
The
doing?
company was supporting the furniture retailers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like mega size
Yeah,
furniture
yeah.
retailers across the U.S. So
Don't forget, US, everything's mega size.
Mega
There's no-
size, really?
Even your Coke is mega size. Even your pizza is mega
That's
size.
so true.
Everything's mega size.
Like we wouldn't touch anything less than 25,000 square feet of a showroom, and they were just
Huge.
hundreds and hundreds of them across the U.S.
You know, I bought a property in US in 2008 when the big crash came. They had subdivisions that stopped building, so they were selling 1 acre lots. Like, you know, the subdivision here, you go to Richmond, it's whatever 50 by 120. Over there, that kind of area, 1 acre lot. I paid $5,000 for each of them, so I bought 3 of them.
Where?
In Florida,
Tampa
towards
side?
Tampa side.
I own a lot there.
Yeah, I bought 3 of them.
5,000 an acre.
Yeah, 5,000 an acre. But it's all, the road's there, everything's there. You just have to build it. It's sitting there. Beside us is starting to build
Habitat
it.
for Humanity was auctioning them off.
No,
That's where I bought it from.
no, I bought 3.
North of Tampa.
Yeah, north of Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should.
So because that's my goal at the end. I'm gonna build like for retirement. I go there, build there, build in Orlando, whatever, Florida. You can buy for cheap
They're
down
going
there.
about 50, 60,000.
Down
an
south
acre
you can
now.
buy cheap. It's just that the mortgaging is it's difficult. But
Yeah, it's land.
But it's 5,000, 10,000, or whatever.
You needed a mortgage for that 5,000?
I'm okay.
That's exactly when we bought it in 2008.
So that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what you do.
So this is another bedroom.
There's another bedroom upstairs. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms upstairs, 3 bedrooms downstairs. This one here, the previous owner was using it as a gym, okay? They had a treadmill and a bike here, so they were using it as a gym. Next door was a kid's office. You know, it's so many rooms here. Next room is a small room and office. And this one here was a guest room, I guess. This one is a guest room with its ensuite and stuff. And up here, it's huge. It's there's got 2 furnaces that runs the ACs and stuff. It's like another furnace room upstairs.
It's like an attic.
Yeah, well, it's in the attic. Okay, Arash, come back. Come back.
Come
okay,
back here.
Okay, Arash, come. This is the backyard. I wanted you to see it quickly, how beautiful it is, how far. This is 170 deep. Look how far that goes. This one, the neighbor, he made it, I think, gorgeous. He made it, he built it
His
the
favorite
smartest way because it goes back. You have nothing in your backyard blocking you.
I have a question.
Yes.
The fact that this is this high,
Yeah.
Do they have to go for zoning to
No.
change? No, you can have.
No, because I guess there's a slope on the street,
Oh, I see, I see.
and then that's part of the slope.
I got you.
And
But it
with
gives
me,
enough
I can find
privacy.
any kind of excuses for you, but this is what I'm
This is
sticking
what I'm
with.
thinking.
This is what I'm
I
sticking.
got you.
I think final question, because
Yeah.
it's gonna get cold, okay? So before we end it,
Yes.
what recommendation you have for people that are looking for a mortgage? Any amount. It could be a 30 million, 10 million, 8 million, or a million.
Honestly, it goes back to what we talked about last time around. Especially today, make sure you get a pre-approval. Get your ducks in order, know what your options are, because if you put in an offer and you're looking for a 30 or 60 day closing, lenders are really slow in their turnaround time, right?
So you mean it's not gonna take a 5-day condition to waive? They might take 2-3 weeks to do it.
In most cases, but more importantly, they are requiring a lot more documentation and verification of income, of down payment, and so on. Appraisal companies are busy as well, so that takes some time if you want to make sure you confirm the purchase price. So what I recommend to all our clients or people that call in and say, get your pre-approval in hand, make sure that you've submitted documentation, and your pre-approval is based on the review of your documents rather than just an assumption of your income, assumption that your down payment is verifiable.
You're telling me appraisers are busy.
Yes.
It's hard to get, but to be honest with you, there's not that many sales. I don't know how busy they are. What are they doing? Are they looking more in depth of? Is that why they get busy and they don't have time to do it?
Yes, that's part of it. I think.
Or the lenders requesting much more proofs on them.
Due diligence. I'm not an appraiser, so I can't speak to that. But I can tell you that there are longer turnaround times, especially when it comes to the higher valued properties. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3 weeks, because there's not a lot of transactions when it comes to that $10-20 million range, and lenders are asking for recent sales or 90, 120 day sales window.
Shorter window for that.
Rather than 6 months, because the market has changed quite a bit
Yes.
from 6 months ago.
Right.
Just not much activity, not necessarily the drop in prices, right? And so that's one of the some of the challenges that we're facing on a daily basis. So whatever the best thing you can do, not whatever you can do, the best thing you can do is to make sure that you are pre-approved, so you know how much you can afford, and so that doesn't delay the process of approval.
So what about the middle class? They don't fall into 20-30 million. They're the middle class. Like it goes 1.5 million to 2.5-3 million.
I think they're under the most pressure because the interest rates that are maturing this year, for instance, if they own the house and the mortgages are maturing after 5 years, they were used to a 2.5% interest rate. Now they're looking at 5.5%, 4.99%, possibly 6% or plus 6% as of next week. So, and they're getting pinched at the grocery stores, they're getting pinched at the gas stations, the services.
So you think more products are going to come on the market?
I don't know. I really genuinely don't know. I don't know what the market would look like in 6 months. I suppose that banks and lenders may want to consider or are considering increasing the amortization from 25 to 30 or 30 to 35, and just bumping that just to give a little bit of a breathing room, because ultimately the payments are increasing substantially from what they were used to.
My actually personal thought, if you want to know, I think that those middle class, they're going to actually think the amortization is going to help them, but they are going to look for secondary income, which is they're going to take advantage of the new rules that this Toronto or the Ontario has brought, which is you can have a secondary income from your house, build an extra apartment in the backyard or the basement, make it a legal basement and rent it out, because $2,000, $1,500 will help. Plus, we don't even have enough rentals in the market right now, right? So the rental market's going up, and those people are not going to be able to rent. So by doing that, by everybody making their house a rental unit, it's going to lower the rental, it's going to be more affordable, so they're not going to have to sell their houses. This is my thought, but
well, the
then again,
32,000 units coming into the market could also help the rental market as well.
The rental market, now the prices are crazy. Your basement for $2,500, that's crazy. A basement used to be $500, $1,000. Remember back in the day? I was in the basement, but I'm just saying.
No, I understand.
I'm just saying.
We had
friends.
friends.
We had
that
friends,
were young,
you know?
that were here on their own. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you inviting me again.
problem.
Thank you very much.
We'll do it again. It will happen again. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below as usual. But tell your friends to subscribe as well. The answer, but there's also going to be a part 2. The answer to the market is not finished. It's not over. Next week, we're going to have news about interest rates changing again. We'll see how that goes. This is going to be a big reaction because I think that's when you're going to see if the bank is really going crazy or they're slowing it down and what they're going to do with the fixed mortgages and
How the bond
everything.
market reacts to a
To the
big,
news.
big bump in the prime rate. So absolutely, I agree with you. I think
No?
the way the Bank of Canada decides whether to increase by 0.25% or 0.5%, that could make a big
And also the decision the
emotional-
bank has to make with the fixed rates. Maybe they won't increase the fixed rate. They're lower discounted as you like. You know, there's a season where they discount the fixed rates sometimes.
That's up to the bond
So
market.
That's the bond
The
market.
street will decide.
Your decision.
Alex, thank you. Nice
We'll
to see
talk
you again.
about it. Thanks, guys.